Hello, welcome to this tutorial, and this one is about the Smarty Templating engine, and I'll quickly go over what Smarty is all about. And when people who are usually in the world of web development are familiar with this, and this video is meant for them, so I won't waste time with the boring details. Alright, what is Smarty? It is a templating engine for PHP to aid developers implement modular design patterns such as the model view controller, which emphasizes the separation of logic, which is programming code, from presentation such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Alright, I'll show you a sample of the website that I recently built that combines those two elements that I just mentioned, programming logic and display elements. And I'm going to show you that it's not very pretty. Alright, here you go. This is my index page. If you notice, I'm echoing HTML elements directly. Like h1 tag is HTML, div is HTML, and if you notice how to escape, like the backward slashes and all that stuff, you can get messy easily. It makes your scripts really long, and it's really not the way to go if you're building like really big and complex websites. I think the level of complexity can like easily rise, you know. So here we go. I'm gonna go back to my main folder, and if you notice, I've already gone on and created a few folders. Every Smarty project needs 4 main folders called cache, configs, templates, and templates C, which stands for templates compiled. And they're basically folders that are needed for the website to be rendered and displayed and store information such as caching and compiled version of your template, so it doesn't have to be recompiled each time. So alright, this is also a template that I downloaded from the internet. It's a different kind of template. It's a website template. It's a website already built for me, so I can just change and decide to make this what my website will look like. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go to CMonkey here, which I already have installed. It's a web browser and HTML editor, and I'm gonna use that to edit the HTML page that I just finished showing you. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the HTML source and copy over a segment of my web page, the navigation part. Create a new file. Actually, I want to use the text editor. I have this free text editor installed called Notepad++, and it's really reliable, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to copy over the section of the HTML page that I just highlighted and save it in under the folder, the templates folder, inside what I was just working. So if you notice, I have these 4 folders. This is the one you can work with. The rest, the templating engine works with, so you don't have to worry about the rest. So I open this templates folder and save the part that I just copied, error.tpl, tpl standing for templates, of course. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to go back to the HTML page. If you notice, I just copied that part. If you want to, you can also go ahead and delete it, since you know you're not going to be using it anymore. You can do this part here. That's the body part. Call that one contents.tpl. Alright, you can go ahead and delete that, and the rest of it can be called footer.tpl. This basically means that if you're building a website, you're going to need to include those 3 files in order to display a full HTML page. So alright, but I'll show you how to avoid that. And now I'm gonna go ahead into the content.tpl page, and there's a special Smarty function called an include file that you can use to include the header part, so you don't have to like include the 3 files in your scripts. You can just include one. Alright, it's called include file header.tpl. Alright, I'm gonna copy it over and do that on the bottom, but I'm going to change header to footer.tpl. So this way you won't have to include 3 files in your scripts. Alright, so I'm done with this here. And okay, using Smarty is basically creating files ending with the TPL extensions, like the files that I just created, which contain HTML mostly, and other output elements along with space holders for variables. I'm going to get to that in a second. And then you then pass the variables to templates, and then as a template render the website, they'll take the variables that you pass to it and put it in the placeholders and then display them on the browser. Alright, so I've already explained it. This Smarty project has 4 main folders: templates, template C, cache, and prefix. Also, you must include the Smarty class in the libs directory in every script. Like if you go ahead and include the path to the libs directory in your Smarty files, you can just use this require statement or include statement here without including the specifying the libs folder on it. If you notice here, I did this because otherwise you'd have to specify the path to the libs folder each time in every one of your scripts, which is not recommended because it loses a lot of portability doing it that way, like bringing it over to other web servers and platforms and so forth. So alright, examples of templates are header.html, content, login form, database, report, calendar, footer, anything that you can think of. So alright, I'm going to show you an example of a website. I'm going to go into the content templates page, and I'm going to go to the body part. If you look, this part here is just a whole bunch of text that's to be displayed. I can replace all of that with a variable, and Smarty variables are enclosed inside, enclosing a pair of braces. So I'm going to call this variable here content. I'm going to pass a variable to the Smarty templating engine with the name content so that the template can access it. Alright, so let's go back to the folder. I'm going to create my index.tpl page. Alright, text document, or it's not really going to be a text document, it's going to be called index.php. That's going to be the main page of my site. So to preview it, I'm going to, second thought, I gotta put something in there first, otherwise it'd be pointless. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and require the Smarty class. Smarty.class.php. Since I already have it in my php.ini file, I don't need to include the full path. So alright, I've done that. I'm going to go to Smarty, create an instance of the Smarty class so that I can use its functions. All you gotta do to display it is just this function here, Smarty.display, and the name of the template file, content.tpl. Well, it's as simple as that. Alright, now I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna preview it on the web browser. Tutorial. Alright. Now I'm going to see what it says. See, it's the same web page. If you notice here, it doesn't recognize the variable because we didn't pass anything to it. So instead of the text, I'll just display this error message. I'm going to take care of that in a second. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create more PHP. I'm I'm going to create a file inside the folders directory, and I'm going to call it content.txt. And inside it, I'll include a lot of this text here. Alright. So this text is going to be in the file content. I'm just doing this for, formatting reasons, so that the web page will display properly. Because I'm gonna do a file operation. I want to read from the files, so it's better if it has this. It's better if the lines are formatted. Alright, so I'm gonna save it, of course, and go back to my script. I'm gonna open the file and read it. So alright, so I'm gonna write some PHP code here, very fun. So I'm gonna do fb is open content.txt. I'm gonna open it for reading, so I'm gonna pass this to the function. Alright. But while the end file is not reached, which is what this function here stands for. Alright. First of all, I gotta create a variable, and that will hold the contents, which this will take care of. Alright. Gets, which is another string, which is another function that reads a line of text. Alright, and this is the length that how much we're gonna read. Alright, and after this loop finishes, content will have the file's contents, and I'm gonna use another Smarty function, but this time it's called assign. To assign the variable to the template. Okay. If you notice, you exclude the $sign in front of the variable name when passing it to the Smarty template. Alright, content. Cool. Alright, see, if you look here, this page is exclusively PHP code. You're creating a variable, setting variables, reading from files. It's purely PHP, and all the formatting, HTML stuff is on these pages here. So that's the goal with Smarty. Alright, now I'm gonna preview my web page again in the browser. Alright, it detected an error in my page, okay, on line 7. Alright, so programmer here, I know I've set the thing, the computer gets, things are not the way they're expected. They don't do the things you want it to do, but things gotta be perfect. Alright, so luckily I know what the error is. Great, you see, they read the content from the file and put it here, blah 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 blah. If you notice, it doesn't have the formatting information because it's read directly from a plain text file and substituted into the template. So alright, I think that's enough for today, and that's how you build Smarty websites. Thanks for watching.